Hey guys, it's Rick Oberstadt. So I've had some people ask for like more neutral looks using the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, and since I have to run out to Walmart, it's a lot later than I anticipated it to be. I recorded this hair look, and then my SIM card kept saying something was wrong with it, that I had to format it, and I'm like, but I just recorded this hair tutorial. So all of that footage is now gone. So I'm highly disappointed with that. But I went ahead and did, I'm trying to use up this It Cosmetics CC Plus cream, and it's way too dark for me. I even mixed it with the 102 from the Maybelline Fit Me, and it's still way too dark. I even tried putting some on my chest, and all I could see was like foundation spots. I'm like, oh god, this is awful. So this is my natural color. This is not. So, well, we won't talk about it. Anyways, blush, bronzer, highlight is on, mascara is on, lip color is on, brows are done. I'm just going to be doing eyeshadow. So this is going to be like an everyday work kind of look. I'm going to start off with Celebrity Skin. I have my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion stuff on. I'll make sure that it is not, I have hooded eyes, so I just want to make sure that I don't have any creases. And I'm just going to take, this is a Glamour Dolls brush. It's a little fluffy brush that I got from an FC Glam bag. And because my crease is a little lower, I do carry the color up a little higher. And then I'll blend down. And then I'm going to carry it under my eye. Kind of doing a backwards C shape. Although this side blends out perfectly and the other one gives me issues. It's like it looks blotchy in here. And I didn't set the primer. This is a Royal and Langnickel angled brush. Just wanted to get a better blend on that. I'm now going to take a little BH Cosmetics flat shader brush into Celebrity Skin and like tap it on the outside edge and like drag it towards the center of my eye. I'm going to take my little J-Cat brush cleaner and swipe it in there. I'm going to now go into this Priceless shade up here. It's like a peachy, a lighter version of Celebrity Skin, but it's also peachy. I'm going to put this on the inner part of my eye and then drag it out towards where I put Celebrity Skin and carry it under my eye as well. Oops, now it's on my nose. I went back in with a touch more Celebrity Skin. Now for the fun part, I'm taking a flat synthetic brush, and I'm actually gonna, I was gonna use Crystal Flush, but I think I'm just gonna use Cullinan, which is a super light shade. And my brush is dry. And I just put that over Priceless. And I'm tapping it on the edge to like blend it into Celebrity Skin. I'm going to take a little bit of it up under my brow bone, right in the arch. And I don't really do a whole lot with my brows. I just kind of add darkness to them because my hair is actually a little darker than my eyebrows. And then I'm going to put this, I always close my eyes to do my inner corner. I see girls that do it and they don't, and it always makes me wonder how they don't get fallout in their eye. I'm just putting it in the center for a little bit of brightness and then tapping over it with my finger. And I'm constantly wiping my hands off. I can't stand having product on my hand. It's like I must wash my hands 5 or 6 times while I'm doing my makeup just because I can't stand having the feel of product on my hand. And then I'm going to run back over it with some Kush mascara. I hate this stuff, but it's in my Shop My Stash this month. Now I'm going to run to Walmart and do my usual weekly grocery shopping and stuff, and then I will come back. What I'm going to end up doing is taking it from this look, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a surprise. So if you want to see not only how this makeup wears through shopping at Walmart for an hour and change, and then having to check out and then come home and unload the car and put everything away, and then to come back and sit down and record again. And then if you want, I'm going to be showing you a way that you can take it from like a real simple like work look and then jazz it up just a little bit that you might be able to get away with at work, but also, take a look from natural to a little bit of pop so that you can spice it up a little bit. So I will see you guys in a couple of hours for me, and in just a second on here. Hey guys, okay, so this has been, oh my gosh, it has been 14 hours since I recorded the first part of getting ready with me to go shop at Walmart and doing a neutral look that you can wear out to do work, or just neutral day makeup, or even go to Walmart makeup. So I used the Blue Blood palette, and I only used 3 shades in it. And in my latest Ipsy bag, I got a new brush I'm going to be trying out, and I got this Moods eyeshadow. This is from Sanchez, and it's a dark matte brown. So what I want to do to take this look from day to more like spicing it up is, because the Jeffree Star palette doesn't have a darker brown in it, I'm going to go ahead and get this Vasanti brush, coated a little bit on the tip with it, and then I'm going to like stamp it on the outer edge of my eye and then blend. And I'm going over makeup that I've been wearing for hours, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it underneath the outer edge of my eye as well. And just deepening that outside edge just a little bit. Now to match it with the other side. After I got home, I went shopping, came home, unloaded the car, put everything away. It was time for my dad to get up to leave for work, and he ate the chicken that we had in the fridge that he had baked. It wasn't probably the best thing to eat, and he ended up giving himself food poisoning from eating something. I already threw the rest of the stuff out, but for whatever reason, I guess we had another bag that had like 3 pieces of chicken in the back fridge, because we have 2 refrigerators at our house. And so he ended up giving himself food poisoning. So I was supposed to take the dog to the vet today to get her leg checked out, and just an update, because it's been a month. As of tomorrow, it'll be a month since her accident. So I just wanted to do like an update check with her. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna lay down. It was like 8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna lay down, take a nap, make sure I'm up no later than 2 o'clock, because I had been up for like 14 hours. So I needed to get some sleep so I could drive to the vet and not look cross-eyed. And he's like, okay, sure, no problem. I'll wake you up so that you can take her. I watched YouTube till about 9:30 this morning, and this is the Moda Precision Angle Brush. I'm just gonna blend that out. There's no product on this brush. Just smoothing the edges and then working it into the other shadows that I already had on. So I watched YouTube for about an hour in bed, and then I rolled over into 3 Cats and fell asleep. So I slept with my makeup on. I was only going to nap for a couple of hours. I figured I'd be up by noon. Woke up at 2:30 this afternoon, and my makeup, other than the lip color, I haven't done anything else to my makeup. So the only thing I have reapplied is my lip color, which is the Flower Beauty and Spiced Petal. That's the only thing I've done is add some lipstick. The rest of my makeup still looked fine. So either I don't move when I sleep or what, but I thought when I woke up that my makeup looked perfectly okay. I even looked at it up close. Now my eyeshadow's a little faded in here on both eyes. One eye is a little bit more faded than the other, but again, I've been wearing this makeup for 14 hours. So now that I've added that, I'm going to come in with the brush that I used with Priceless and Celebrity Skin, and I'm going to grab Blue Monday on the tip of it, and this is just something I'm going to do to like spice it up a little bit. And whether or not you can get away with adding a blue into your look for daytime is completely up to you, but I'm going to go up right on my lash line and apply this as close to my lash line as possible at the base of the roots of my lashes. Now granted, a smaller brush would probably be more advisable to do this, but it's the brush that I used earlier. It's the one I already had out on the counter. So for those of you that are like me that don't have a ton of makeup brushes or don't want to dirty like 15 makeup brushes to do one look, I figured you guys would be okay with this. Now this blue Monday shade is kind of more like a purpley blue. And I have blue eyes, so I always worry about shadows that are gonna like wash me out. I'm surprised the foundation that I put on at like 3 o'clock this morning is still looking decent. Now I'm going to go back in with the first brush that I use. I'm going to close my eye and just kind of run it under my lash line to kind of like blend that out just a little bit. And the reason I'm closing my eye is I don't want to stab myself in the eye with the brush because my eyes have been watering really bad. Yep, stabbed myself already. Okay, so it's there, but it's not as like pow in your face. I'm going to go back in with the flat shader brush that I used this morning with Cullinan. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of ice tray. And I'm going to pop that in the center of my eye. Just right here in the very center. I'm not carrying it up very high. And I'm going to tap over it with my ring finger. And then do it to the other side as well. And this will make sense in a minute. The brush is completely dry. I didn't like add anything to it. I'm just tapping the shadow on right in the center of my eyelid. Kind of like you would do a spotlight eye. I have a crease on this eye that is giving me issues. Okay, then I'm going to take my brush into my JCat color switch thing and get the product off. I'm then going to grab Cullinan on it and put Cullinan back in on the very front of my eye. And then I'm going to pop it right over the very top of where that blue shade is. And tap it to make sure that they're blended. So it's kind of like you got this icy white shade in the front of your eye, and then you go right up above where you stopped with the blue shade, so that the blue is just kind of peeking out a little bit. And then I'm going to go back in with my Moto brush and blend over the top of that. So as of right now, I added 2 shades from the Jeffree Star palette and then just a matte darker brown shade to this look to not only give you an option for more of a wearable work look. I mean, I guess you could have used Celebrity Skin to try and darken the outside corners and whatnot, but it's not quite as dark as this brown, and because my eye has been water, I've got a patch of dryness here on my eye, and I'm not happy with how that blended, but it's there and it's blended. And then if you wanted to reapply the Cullinan shade to your brow bone, I just pick up a touch of it. I mean, literally just one slight tap into the pan. And I always start my highlight color right at my brow bone where the arch is, and then drag it back towards the tail. So right now, I'm okay with what I'm wearing, but I wanted to go ahead and do some liner. I got this Ico Black Magic liner in my April Ipsy Glam bag. It is very similar to the Kat Von D because it is a brush tip liner. So I'm going to go ahead and do one eye with this liner, and I'm going to use the Kat Von D on the other side to see if there's a big difference. The tip on this is a lot finer than the Kat Von D, so we will see. I did just apply this right up along my lash line, so let's do the same with the Kat Von D. I got this in a Sephora Play. I didn't buy this. Okay, I think this one took a little bit to get going because it's brand new, but I like how it looks. It seems a little bit more black than this one, and the Kat Von D is actually shinier. Now I'm going to go in with a black pencil. This is a gel liner, and I'm going to go ahead and tight line my upper waterline. I always have a hard time doing this with my eyes open. I either have to look away or close my eye down and just kind of run it along the lash line so I can feel it on my actual eyelid. Okay, and I'm actually going to take a brown lip liner because it basically matches the color of the lipstick I have, and I'm going to put that in my waterline down here. I don't have anything else in my waterline. You can use a nude shade, you can use a white, you can use a silver. It's kind of like a little bit darker than Celebrity Skin. But because it's a lip liner, I know it'll stay in my waterline. Now to finish this look off, I'm going to go ahead and use the same mascara that I used at like 3 o'clock this morning. I don't quite care for it. I did have to brush mascara fallout off my face. I think the brush needs to be about half the size that it is. And as per usual, I get mascara on my face. Now, in order to take it from a day to a night look or to jazz it up a little bit more from work, because I am wearing the Flower Beauty lipstick, this is in Spice Petal. It is a like neutral, it's a warm neutral lip color. It's kind of peachy. You could do one of two things. You could throw the varnished rosewood on from the L'Oreal Color Riche, which is what I like to do. Or if you want to like spice it up for like going out at night, take a red. This is one of my lipsticks, just any red. Now you saw I just tapped that on the very bottom inner rim and outer or the upper rim. And then once you've got that down and blended in, then you can come back with your Flower Beauty one. And run back over it to make it kind of like an ombre effect. So it has a little bit more red to it. That red shade is actually a little bit too orange for my skin, but mixing it in, it kind of makes it more like a pinkier shade than just a neutral, so you could get away with this. And then if you wanted to, you could throw on some extra highlighter, refresh your blush or your bronzer if you need to. But for the most part, this is what we're looking at for just changing it up a little bit, just adding a little bit of blue to the lower lash line, ice tray to the lid, and refreshing Cullinan and throwing in a darker brown in the outer corner. So if you have the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette and say you have either a single shadow that is a darker brown or another palette that you own with a darker brown in it, just to throw in a darker shade on the outer corner, not only can you transform a look from like work time to nighttime, but also just adding those like little pops of blue here and there, it's still a neutral look and you can still get away with wearing it to work. I will come very close to the camera and let you see what this looks like up close. Here's an up close look of the eye makeup with the liner additions. Now the blue you can like barely see. If you wanted more of a pop effect with the blue, I'm sure you could just add a little bit more on there or use a different brush that's more designed for the lower lash line. That way it would be a little bit more vibrant, but I did also blend it out. But anyways, this is the finished look for the pop effect, I guess you could say, something that you could still get away with for work. It's not too dramatic, it's not too over the top. You could also do these small changes by adding liner and a darker lipstick and a fresh coat of mascara, and you could be ready to go out to dinner with friends. If you don't, you know, the Blue Blood palette is very large. I mean, it's the size of my head, like the size of my face. So I don't know how many people would actually take that to work with them, but even if you just take a couple of brushes with you, go ahead and put the shadows on them, and then you can get like little protective sleeves that go over them, or stick them like a Ziploc bag facing like opposite directions so that you already have the shadow there. And then all you would need to bring is like your little single shadow and you know, anything like your liner and your lipstick and a makeup bag that you could, you know, just toss everything in and be ready to go. That way you could just carry that with you to work, and you wouldn't have to worry about having to carry the big palette. But I know that they make these little sleeves that go over brushes to keep them protected while they're like drying or in transportation. You could also, like I said, just simply get like either a jeweler's bag and slide it inside a jewelry bag and like zip it closed all the way up to the ferrule on the brush. There's so many different options that you can do in order to just put enough shadow on a brush that you know you're going to be able to need to just add a few pops here and there without having to bring the whole palette with you. So hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully you like the neutral day look, the 14+ hour wear test of it, and the little pop effects that I did here at the end to change it from one complete look to another. So I will see you guys in another video very soon. Hopefully you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.